welcome, 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 welcome to WrestleCram. This is your boy, the host with the most, but humble. I do mean humble. The Nostradamus, aka Derek, and I'm here, of course, on a Tuesday to give you, of course, WWE NXT. This is Championship Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, I'll be here to take care of that guilty pleasure that we have called NXT. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. If you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week. I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly wouldn't be me, and I truly am humbled. There's a reason why I say humbled each and every time I do this or whatnot. If you want to do anything for me, it's a couple more things I want you to do. Go ahead and hit the like button. Also, hit the sub button, and if you want to, it's okay. You don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead and hit the notification bell. I do seven core shows each and every week, you guys. Beautiful thing that I do this or whatnot. I love y'all. Do this for y'all. So, I mean, hey, some people can't watch wrestling. Some people are very, very busy. And, I have a lot of time on my hands about that. So, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. People crap on NXT a lot. Okay? They crap on it a lot. I will not be that person because I know that this is a development type show. If you see me crapping on anything, it will probably be the premiere shows, which is the shows that actually have the people that have been fully trained and they will learn. They know their craft. These people, a lot of these people are still learning the craft. So I can't really crap on in NXT, and a lot of people ask me, well, you crap on AEW a lot, and the reason that I wouldn't say that either. I don't crap on AEW. I crap on AEW a lot. I don't crap on AEW a lot. That's one thing I don't do. I'm just very critical because it's to a point where you're spending millions of dollars. And you expect me to watch a show that sometimes kind of fizzles. That's just the truth. Even with WWE, I do praise WWE a lot, but, there are some things that I'm not feeling. Just like with the, I voiced my opinion this Monday about of course, the Austin Theory stuff or whatnot. Matter of fact, I'm doing an entire my 2 cent on said, that situation with Austin Theory. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm trying my hardest to keep it as neutral as possible. But, I mean, it is what it is. That's all I can say. I love y'all. I want you to keep watching, but I'm going to keep doing my thing or whatnot. That's the goal, is to critique it from a average watcher. And a lot of us that are on this channel are average watchers. We're not the elite of the elite when it comes to the watchers. I have nobody that I talk to in WWE. I have nobody I talk to that works for AEW. I have nobody. So it's just a person who is watching it and I'm critiquing it from my, standpoint. That's what I do. Also, before I start the crust or the meaty part of said podcast, you will be getting, of course, tomorrow, AEW. That is the go-home show for Full Gear. Also, you will be getting Thursday 2 shows. Of course, you will be getting the My 2 Cent, where I talk about the Austin Theory and the bad cash-in and how it could have been changed or whatnot. And also, you will be getting my prediction show on Full Gear. Now, they do a lot of stuff. I'm going to grab as much of Full Gear as I can because they are continuously adding shows. I don't know why they do this, but they add shows literally on the go home show on Friday, which they have this show on Saturday. I don't know why they do that. It's crazy. But I digress. I will get as many matches on the card right now. I'll get that on Thursday, okay? So let's get into it. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I truly enjoyed NXT. There were some down parts of it, but through it all, I thought it was great. I wouldn't have changed anything on the card. I am feeling I really like a Schism. Schism is really good. I enjoy everything about Schism, especially now since you have Ava Rain there to even everything out. I am feeling the Jids and Brixton, Briggs and Jensen, that situation with, of course, the young lady who's trying to buy said bar from Hensley. What's her name? We'll get into it, but I like that, and of course the surprise person on NXT is on. Just surprised everybody literally at the end of said show. So first and foremost, we got the number one match that I thought was going to be a little further down the card, but we got Von Wagner versus Braun Breaker for the NXT title. I knew that Von Wagner was not going to win this title, but I will say this. Every time I've seen Von Wagner, it has been really, really good. Hands down, really, really good. And, Braun did win this match, but my thing is, I enjoyed Von Wagner and everything he put up in this match, just hands down. So first we get where Von throws Mr. Stone into Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker throws him to the ground. We get a Bigfoot by Von Wagner, and it's all Von Wagner after that. Beautiful, beautiful, crazy slams after slams. And we do get where he is now working the left arm of Braun Breaker and that shoulder, continuously working that shoulder, eventually getting him into, I forgot that Von Wagner's finisher. We get a 2 count. Von Wagner is completely and utterly frustrated behind this situation. He runs to the ref. It looks like he's about to attack the ref. That doesn't happen. We get where Von Wagner does I'm guessing it was a power bomb on the steel steps. I thought that was pretty nice. But once again, it's Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, beautiful going against the ropes. Beautiful clothesline. Now, here's where I got a little bit worried about the match, where Braun tries to do a deadlift on Von Wagner. He buckles. I don't know if that was supposed to be part of was that a work or a shoot, but he buckles. And they actually go into the finish where Braun does a spear to win the match. After the match, we see Braun literally just holding his work in the back. I don't know. It just seems like it was really a rough finish. I don't think it was supposed to be like that, but I think it was a rushed finish now since we did see that. My goodness, it looked really bad. But hopefully it was just the work. How about that? So after that, we get a elbow fire promo where she does talk about that now, since the two goons of Deadly Attraction is gone, now I can get Mandy Rose by herself one on one, and I truly will be the last woman standing. Spoiler, she's not. But anyway, after that, we get a Braun Breaker. He's coming into gorilla position. He goes down a little, still kind of worn out after the match. He runs into JD McDonough. McDonough does congratulate him on the win against Von Wagner, but JD does tell him, I am not going anywhere. I want that title. After that, we get Zoe. Of course, we're going to get Zoe because we want to know what Zoe was talking about. Why did she turn on Nikita Lyons? Now, she says 9 months, 9 long months she was on the shelf due to injury. She says 19 other women to go against, including, she's went against 19 other women after she came back, including Mandy Rose. And she, after that match, before the match, they announced that they were going to put Zoe Starks and Nikita Lyons into that women's main roster tag team tournament. So she got the match with Mandy Rose. She was unsuccessful, and during that being unsuccessful, she was injured yet again, and that truly upset her. But she was determined to come back. And after that, she's saying that she is not that person that's on Instagram. She's not that person that's on Twitter doing all of these pictures, being on the beach, being all lavish and super sexy like Nikita Lyons. She is here busting her butt. She's been known because she's busting her butt. She's working 24/7. And apparently she's upset off of all of the women that are on Instagram and Twitter and all the other sites, just posing and looking awesome with their muscular, awesome bodies that they have. And she's not like that. She's not like that. She is here to win. And she's also said that she is putting all of the women, including Nikita Lyons, on notice. She is here. She's going to destroy every woman that runs in her path. After that, we get a Chase University video package, and Duke Hudson is called into the principal's office, which is Andre. And Andre asks, why did you throw in said towel? And, Duke says that I did that because it looks like you are in tons of pain, and we have to learn to pick our battles, and you want to fight today instead of being that situation you were in, and not, be destroyed. So we live to fight another day, and he was very happy. He was giving so much love to Chase U. Andre, it seems like he was very pleased with the answer that he gave, and that was pretty much the end of that. He is the most hype man. I love Duke Hudson. I think he's really good. He will be a really great staple in Chase U now. After that, we do get Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews goes into the locker room and talks to Braun Breaker. He also says that I truly want to my goal was to come back to NXT to win the title. Hands down, that was the goal. His intentions were always to be that. And just like I said, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you against JD McDonough. Of course, this is the match for the number one contendership for that title. I'm guessing that JD McDonough and Apollo Crews will be the main event, or probably not the main event, but the for the title at a Deadline. After that, we get Veer Mahan and Sangha versus Jobbers. I did not get their names. They never told me their names. And if they did, they said them very, very fast. I guess they're called Indie Share. I guess is what it's called. What the group is called. But it was a job match, and when I tell you a squash match beyond squash match, they let it go for so long. But when I tell you this match was nothing to look at, it's just showing them they're back together, and for them to get on said mic and tell them why they got back together. Now they finally get on the mic and they say, and they just describe why they are going after the Creed brothers. They do say that they respect the Creed brothers. They know the crowd respects the Creed brothers, but the crowd does not respect them. In India, they are revealed, they are celebrities, they are feared, they are loved, but here they do not have that same love. So they are putting the Creed brothers on notice, and they do want a piece of the Creed brothers. Now the Creed brothers are saying that we understand that, and they are in the front view mirror. The other young lady that's part of that Creed camp is saying, now you should focus on Pretty Deadly. They're saying no, and I said Pretty Deadly at the beginning. I meant Toxic Attraction. I apologize. I just figured that out. Yeah, they're called Toxic Attraction, but they said that they should focus on Pretty Deadly, but like, no, let's focus on that group before, and then we will focus on the tag team titles. After that, we get a Wendy Chu commercial promo, and she says that everything that that Jada was talking about, well, some of it is true, some of it's not. Of course, you want to be with the popular people. Of course, you want to be liked by the popular people. But she's the wacky, funny person. She doesn't take anything too seriously. And that's pretty much her bubbly personality. It is what it is. Cora Jade, you're just a mean person. And I see her as the next NXT champion, hands down. After that, we got JD McDonough versus Apollo Crews. Is the number one contendership title for the number one contendership. Very, very, very great match. One of the best matches of the night, hands down. One of the best matches of the night. The best match was the main event, with, of course, El Fire and Mandy Rose. But this match had it all. I promise you, had it all. Beautiful springboard suicide off the ropes onto the outside by JD McDonough. We get a crazy powerbomb into another sit-down powerbomb by, of course, showing the strength of Apollo Crews. We get a nice little sleeper at the beginning, almost finishing off Apollo Crews. You know, we didn't get a lot of joint manipulation, lots of spots in this area, in this match, but we did get, I don't know if the match was supposed to end right here, but it just seems like it was, due to the fact that JD hit the mat so hard. So Apollo grabs JD and picks him up by just the palm of his hand, going all the way up and just slamming him to the ground, pinning him to be the end of the match. Once again, I don't know if this was supposed to be the ending, but he fell really, really awkwardly for, of course, Apollo Crews to win the match. Out comes Braun Breaker, showing the belt, giving him, showing, trying to put fear in his heart or whatnot. But I think they will have that match, of course, at Deadline. After that, we get a Mandy promo where she consistently saying over and over again, that the stage is too big for Mandy. She can't wrestle. She can't carry the women's division, and she has been champion for over a year. So y'all need to put some respect on her name. And of course, she will be the last woman standing. So after that, we get Javier Bernard, hot steaming pile of mess. He talks about since he's came to NXT, he's been getting challenge. He's been getting challenge after challenge. Now it's time for me to go out and challenge people. He understands how NXT works. So first he challenges Axiom. He's of course injured. He challenges Ilya Dragunov. Of course he's injured. And after that he challenges one of the members of the Gallows Brothers. They're suspended. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna walk away. That's pretty much what he did. After that, we get the Carmelo Hayes versus Wes Lee contract signing. Booker T is there. He gives love to both Wes Lee and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes also gives love back to Booker T, being the swarmy person giving praise. So Wesley calls him, I am the HM now, you are the X-Champ. And he, and of course, Carmelo Hayes and his mouthpiece are calling in saying that we know this is your first title defense, but he has been here for the longest. He has been one of the longest reigning of North American title champions as well, and he will most definitely retain the title just like he said he was. So they get in their faces. Booker T stops him and says, hey, we're not going to do any fighting. We're going to wait until next week for this to happen. Y'all, it is what it is. I loved it. He said, can you dig that sucker? I loved it. Great ending. After that, we get Odyssey, Blade, and Idris. And Odyssey acts as, of course, the Blade or Idris, one of the young men who wears the vest. What's the story behind you wearing all these vests? And he was just talking about his best friend dying, his dad dying, and before they died, they were dressed really snazzy, and he was going to keep the name going on with him being dressing snazzy. After that, we get the Briggs and Jensen versus the Dyad. This match was okay. Lots of shenanigans on the outside to prevent it from being a great match, because I truly love Briggs and Jensen. I really do love the Dyad as well with Schism, but we didn't get a really good match due to the fact that Kiana James did come in to get with Hensley again. Hensley attacks Kiana James, knocking her out, going into Jensen's hands, and he couldn't move. He loves women, but he's so awkward. He doesn't know how to talk to women, so he couldn't move. He was immobilized. For them to put a double code breaker onto Briggs, knocking him out for them to win the match. After that, we get, of course, the Shawn Michaels the statement with Deadline December 10th. It will be a Iron Survival Challenge. Now, the rules, I wrote the rules down. I may be a little off a little bit, but the rules are like this. They're going to have they're going to have a men's and a women Iron Survival Challenge. Both matches will be 25. I think it's 25 to 30 minutes. No, it's 30 minutes. So, within those 30 minutes, the first two will start, and every 5 minutes, another competitor until it's all competitors are there. It will be each participant will get a point for a pinfall, submission, or a disqualification. Now, the person who takes the disqualification or pinfall will be penalized for 90 seconds and go to something called the penalty box, which is, hockey terms. Whoever has the most most points at the end of 30 minutes will be the number one contender for the world title. I think that's how it's going to be. I think that's very interesting. Can't wait to see that. I will be doing that prediction show and review on that as well. Shawn Michaels does also inform us that we will be getting the challengers for all of those for the men and the women coming soon. They have plenty of time. This show is on the 10th, so they have plenty of time to do that. After that, we get Indy Hartwell versus Priestley. Not a long match. Indy Hartwell is continuously stacking wins, but she's doing it a little dirty. She grabs the headpiece of Priestley and hits her in the back of the neck. She just had nose surgery because she got broken, but Indy does win with that, and she leaves. After that, we get some other stuff from scripts. Again, it was a poetry thing, but before the match, the everything kind of went away or whatnot, or kind of flickered. They're doing the whole Bray Wyatt thing on NXT now, apparently. So after the match, Indy Hartwell runs into Roxanne Perez, and she's just a little sweetheart saying that, good job on the match, but, you're still winning a little dirty. You shouldn't be doing that. You could have broken her nose. And Indy says, look, I am trying all day, every day to try to get into this Iron Survival tournament or survival match. And I got to do by any means necessary. So it is what it is. You can say what you want. I'm going to do me. After that, we finally get the main event, the last woman standing match between Mandy Rose and Elba Fire. Match of the night. It was a really decent match. There was some botches here and there. And I want to watch that match again to see if it is just an accident anyway. But Mandy tries to do that beautiful knee at the beginning of the match. Alba catches it with a chair. She gets a long tool, grabs that leg, and tries to twerk it all the way up, eliminating the that knee from the beginning of the show. Of the match. After that, we get a suicide dive, but Mandy Rose catches her with a trash can. We get a ladder spot where I'm guessing she tries to Mandy tries the Irish whip. Alba tries the Irish whip. Mandy, she turns it around, throws her into the ladder, and she throws to the ground. Mandy grabs the ladder, throws it to the ground, and it looks like the ladder did connect to Alba's arm and hand. That's what it looked like. I may be wrong, but she did turn away to try to get away from that. After that, they go into the stands where Mandy throws her back on the outside. Mandy tries to jump on her. We get a super kick. Alba throws Mandy onto the commentator's desk, sets up the ladder to do probably a senton or a dive off of the table. She turns around and out comes, is it Isa Dong? I'm guessing. She does sprays the face of Elba Fire. She falls onto the commentator's desk. knocking her out and giving Mandy Rose the 10 count that she deserves, giving Mandy to win said match. After that, that was the end of that. So Mandy does retain her title yet again without, of course, Toxic Attraction, but with somebody else. So once again, I mean, I thought it was a really decent match. I thought it was the match of the night to me. I really enjoyed it. Times 12. It was really fun, really kooky. We're getting still new people coming from NXT UK to come in and try to, help out when it comes to. I'm guessing she did clear waste of all of the opponents, so she does need new opponents to, keep going. How about that? So, and of course we have the NXT Europe coming. So we need to keep more faces going on as well. Of course, it fades to black, and once again, I thought it was a very fun show. It was some parts I would have got rid of, but we still need to have developed people be developed. I mean, that makes perfect sense, right? So all I can say is I love it. Time is 12. Tomorrow you will, of course, get AEW Dynamite. Once again, we're on the road to Full Gear. And Thursday, you will get, of course, the Full Gear prediction and my 2 cents as well. I will be talking about Austin Theory and why that was a horrible cash in. And what I would have done to do it even better. I would have done to do better or whatnot. Once again, I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Like, share, and subscribe. And the best is truly yet to come. Until next time, love, peace, and of course, wrestling.